This is Exleys on the NFL unfiltered. UK style, let's get into it.
What's up, guys? Exleys on the NFL unfiltered, UK style. So this week is the last week of preseason, or last week was the last week of preseason because we do this after the last games. I actually didn't watch that many games. I watched mostly the entirety of games, but it's the preseason, so I wasn't too worried. Like next week, I'm going to be fucking just watching the Packers game, maybe the Eagles game. I want to kind of keep an eye on how Shador Sanders and those guys do. You know, the rookies from last year.
Yeah,
The rookies for this year, or rather, kind of feeling the Jags. I'm just kind of going to follow the underdogs, I think.
yeah. I'm interested to see how some of the underdogs do. I'm quite interested to see how the Panthers do. We can talk about that in a bit because we got that coming up, haven't we? But
And it's the Bears. Check this out. See this? Daisy drew this for me. My 5-year-old. She drew this. That's me playing American football with my friends. So I said I would put it up here, and there we go. So if you're listening to it on Spotify, head over to YouTube and you will see this picture that she drew for her daddy. Yeah, so that's off the topic. But top stories this week. Yes, Bucks rookie safety Shiloh Sanders waived. Agents hoping he's claimed off of waivers, which is shocking because he's a really good safety. He did throw a punch in the last game. So what
and
makes
got
me
ejected.
think he did get ejected? What I kind of wonder, would he have got waived if he didn't throw that punch?
Well, the problem is the guy because they were both at fault. When you really look at the clips, like all the different angles of it, and that after the game, they were both at fault. But
Yeah.
the difference is the other guy was smart enough to not throw a proper punch.
And he's not a rookie, liable to get cut anyway. Do you know what I mean? Agency as well. He was picked up in free agency.
He was quite sneaky about how he did it. So
Yeah, I think it was a face mask pull.
yeah, so he didn't get seen, whereas Shiloh got seen. That was the problem. If he hadn't been seen, it probably wouldn't have been so much of a problem. He'd have probably got reamed out by his coaches, but it wouldn't have been so much of a problem.
But there's a bit gutting because he's a really good safety.
I think he could still be claimed though, because everybody's trimming teams and starting to pick people up off of waivers for practice squads and stuff.
There has been so much that we can't even go through all of them.
Yeah.
Like, it's just madness. Raiders QB Aidan O'Connell fractured his wrist. He's out for 6 to 8 weeks. Pete Carroll says they're shopping for an experienced backup QB.
They got one.
They took Kenny Pickett, didn't they?
They traded for KP, yeah.
Kenny Pickett's a good QB. He's not QB1, but
I don't know. I think the whole Steelers thing was a bad situation for him. If you watch how he played, I don't think that was really his play style.
he's a good veteran. Did you see him with the rookies when he was with the Browns?
Yeah.
Like, every time they came off the field, he was sat with them. He was sat with the tablet, just coaching them up. So
I think obviously he went from Pittsburgh straight into a backup role. There was no way he was getting a starting job from Jalen. So that was a guaranteed backup spot. And then he's, of course, got traded to the Vikings, and now he's somewhere he might get some playtime.
there with the Browns, that's a funny one because I would have got rid of Joe Flacco and kept Kenny Pickett.
Yeah,
Or
Flacco's
Deshaun
probably
Watson.
cheaper.
What about Deshaun Watson? Do you know what I mean?
They've already got to pay him so much this year. Well, the other thing about Deshaun Watson is he's on the injury list, isn't he? So he's not taking up a roster spot. So it's neither here nor there at the moment for them. I think they're waiting to see if they can actually regain any value out of the man when he comes back. Because it was like $250 million contract for, I think, 4 years, and they've had nothing out of him.
Texan safety Jimmy Ward placed on commissioner's exempt list after felony assault warrant, banned from games and practices until further notice. This one is all you because I didn't see any of this.
Yeah, so I saw this. Let me find my note on this one, because this one was an interesting one. One thing it did tell me is the commissioner's exempt list is a list that players get put on. It means they can't go to practice, they can't go to games, they can't do anything team-wise from the looks of it. But there's no timeline on when they come back. It's up to Roger Goodell as to when they come back.
I'm guessing their salary is stopped during that time.
Well, that's the thing. I can't find anything out about that.
That would be something if the listeners, viewers know or can tell us anything on that. That would be interesting to find out because over here, if you're suspended for anything at work, for instance, you are paid. They're not allowed to suspend you without pay. As far as I know, when I was younger, I got suspended for when I was a chef, head chef, I cut a baguette and I was holding the baguette in my hand like this, and I sliced the baguette like that. It wasn't into my hand, but the health and safety advisor seen me and tapped on the window of the door, and I turned around and went, "Fuck me." He seen me, and I got suspended with full pay because it was doing that was a danger to myself and others. I don't know how it was a danger to others. Maybe cutting my hand, but that's why they paid me decent money to be a head chef. I don't fucking know.
I
So
got
yeah,
sent home a few days, but never got suspended. I should have been. There's quite a few things I should have been suspended for, but he'd still get paid.
yeah.
I would assume. I don't know if he'll get paid his full salary, but I would assume he'd get paid something so that he can keep living and what have you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows on that one?
NFL sportsmanship crackdown. No more gun gestures, throat slashes, or sexual gestures. 133% last year. Focus on creative celebrations instead.
What I have heard about this though is apparently the bow and arrow is going to be unbanned.
Unbanned?
Yeah.
That's Travis Kelce's entrance, isn't it? He does the bow and arrow when he comes in.
Yeah, because it got banned last season, didn't it? Like in the middle of the season, it was wild. And suddenly, but they didn't make any announcement about it, and then everyone was getting fined for it. Then everyone found out, and apparently now it's been unbanned.
They shouldn't be allowed to fine them for things that they don't know. Does that make sense? Like, if you don't know that's been banned.
I get the things like gun gestures and throat slashes and stuff like that. And apparently the wiping the nose is one that's being banned because apparently it has ties to gangs.
I don't know.
I don't know enough about American gangs to know. So I get ones like that. They kind of make sense. But like the bow and arrow, who are you threatening? You ain't going to go running out in the streets with a bow and arrow trying to mass murder people. It's just what happens. Bigger of the year. It's wild. I get they've got to show they're doing something about it and all that. It should have been handled 2 years ago, though.
So, Eagles wide receiver Johnny Wilson to have a season-ending knee and ankle surgery. You can take that away as you are the Eagles boy.
Apparently that was injury he sustained in practice last week.
This is where they start falling. Practice. This is always a hard one, I think.
Hard thing about it for the Eagles is he was wide receiver 4 last year.
Yeah.
Which the receiver that's mainly used for blocking because he's like 6'4" or something, like 280 or something stupid. He's a huge dude.
Jesus Christ.
It's almost like putting AJ Brown on steroids.
That's a big ass boy, isn't it?
Yeah. So he was our good receiver for being able to block. He made a few plays as well, but that's not really one you want to lose.
Look at that. Fucking hell, hat mark. No, it's not really someone you want to lose but it is the way the game goes, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
nothing's guaranteed.
A lot of people have been kicking off because AJ Brown hasn't been at practice for like 2 or 3 weeks, but he missed time at the start of last season because he had a hamstring injury. So they've had him not playing because he had a niggle in his hamstring. So they said, right, we're just going to take it easy. We don't need him to play. We know he can play.
Don't push him if he doesn't need to be pushed.
Yeah, ramp him up just before we go into the season.
The next one, Browns Joe Flacco confirmed as QB1 to start 2025 season. We know this. We knew this before it happened, that they were going to start Flacco.
Before they even traded Kenny Pickett, that was coming.
Bengals and Trey Hendrickson agreed to a $14 million raise. 2025 salary now at $30 million.
But he's still set to be a free agent end of the season.
I was just going to say, that's just 2025's salary. That is a whole lot of money.
But the Bengals are notorious for leaving like this contracts to the very last second. So he's going to go through this whole season knowing that he's got this money, but knowing he's still going to go through this again at the end of the season.
It's like Jerry Jones and the Cowboys, really, isn't it?
It's just ridiculous.
Giants cornerback TJ Moore hospitalized after leg injury. Surgery scheduled this weekend. I have absolutely no idea about this one.
No, I saw it. I don't know much about the guy.
No.
He was apparently looking quite good for the team, though. So he was obviously looking quite good through either camp or through the preseason. But being Giants, I didn't pay much attention to many of the individual players, just sort of the more of the stars to see how they were doing.
So just in case the viewers or listeners don't know, I am not like dumb at some of this stuff. Like, we look at different things and we don't always send each other things because a lot of the time, some of the times it sounds like I'm just like, yeah, because I don't see all of the stuff you see all the time. Do you know what
No, I get loads more.
Yeah, you
stuff.
do. I've got
I
kids.
get rid of so many of them because so many of the people report the same thing. And I was getting like 7 or 8 from the same thing.
I have a terrible habit of, like, on my watch, things will come up and I'll be like, yeah, I don't know what that is, don't know what that is, don't know what that is. And I'll just click clear all and it clears it from my phone as well. So I miss a lot of shit. So a lot of the time I'll look it up before we come on. But today I didn't.
Trading.
Do you want to take the trading block? You take the trading block.
The first one was quite interesting. Thielen back to Minnesota. Makes sense. They're down a main receiver, so
We had quite a good debate about that, didn't we, the other day? Yeah, that's a really good a good position to put them in. And you were like, that's a lot of money.
It isn't though, because I mean, at the end of the day, what's going to happen when Addison comes back? Are they still going to use Thielen? They're going to put him back on the bench? That's what I'm wondering. What they're going to do once?
What was Addison out for?
He's got like a 3 or 4 week suspension.
Maybe they alternate between the two.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting because if Thielen puts up a good few games, they might leave him in. If not, they might go back. It'll just depend how he plays.
I think it's a good trade for them.
You got Browns trading Kenny Pickett to the Raiders, pick swap of the 5th round.
We discussed
he's
that
possibly
already.
going to get some playtime there.
That's what I think he deserves. I mean, I said I don't think he's QB1 material, but to be honest, I don't think I've seen him play very often. Because when he was with the Eagles,
I think it'll be interesting to see how he fits in with their play style. They don't tend to be very run-heavy QBs, do they?
He's going to be under Aaron Rodgers, who is desperately
Raiders.
Oh, fuck me, yeah. I was thinking Steelers.
Yeah,
forget me.
Steelers.
Fucking brain fog, mate.
You got Sam Howell going to plus picks. They're swapping picks from Vikings to Eagles to be QB3.
QB3, nice.
That's because Tanner McKee's had a injury fingery.
Injury?
It was first reported he'd like cut his finger or something, but then reports have come out that he's apparently fractured the tip of his finger or something.
How the fuck did you fracture the tip of your finger? What was he doing? I'll tell you, don't pick your nose while you're walking.
They've already waived DTR and dropped, I can't even remember his name, the QB, Kyle McCord, that they took this year.
He was the guy that done the preseason game.
That looked horrible.
Yeah, that was a horrible, horrible game to watch.
Yes, it was.
That was painful.
You got Vikings defensive tackle Harrison Phillips going to Jets. Minnesota are taking on 3.7 mil of his contract as well.
I mean, frees up a bit of money for the Vikings to be able to take on Adam Thielen.
Yeah, and the Jets could definitely do with the help, I think. Commanders trade running back Brian Robinson Jr. to the 49ers, 6th rounder, and Washington eat the salary.
Niners could do with that extra bit of running power because CMC can't seem to stay healthy for a season.
Not only that, even if he does stay healthy for the whole season, you can't have him in for every single snap of every game.
You get.
Do you know what I mean? I mean, even Saquon couldn't do it, and he still ran for over 2,000 yards. So they need somebody half decent back behind him. The Jaguars trade Fred Johnson to the Eagles, which is kind of some irony because he left the Eagles in free agency, signed with the Jags, and now he's back already.
Well,
is that the one that you guys took?
Maybe.
Darian Kennard, I think.
Something like that. He's won 3 Super Bowls.
And he's only been in 3 seasons.
Yeah, and he was on the fucking practice squad for all 3 seasons or something stupid.
He was with the Chiefs for 2 years, done back-to-back there. They come to the Eagles, won there. But
anyway, yes, go on. You can do it. You can do it. Do it. Do it.
Right. So who got the best deal this week? Put it in the comments. Which team got the best deal out of the trading block? Who's going to get their value out of them, their player, so to speak?
Make that from every trade that you've seen that we might have missed as well.
Include anything we've missed, because obviously there's with the roster cuts and everybody trying to get their players onto waivers so they can try and bring them back. A lot of them being claimed and what have you. So there's been loads of action this week. Too much for us to do everything. So
Yeah.
anything we've missed, put it in the comments. Tell us who you think got the best value.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's a good idea. We could sit here for 2 hours and go through everybody's 53-man roster.
And probably still miss stuff.
And if you're anything like me, I already know who's on the 53-man roster. I've looked that up. I know who's playing for the Packers.
Of the Eagles, I know who's on that, and it's pretty much what I expected already.
Yeah, exactly the same as that. And if you're a fan of that team, the Jets, the Bears, the Bengals, whatever, you've looked that up. You probably know more shit about the Bengals or the Bears or whatever than we're going to find. So always put shit in the comments. We do actually read the comments. So now, contracts and signings.
Yeah.
Commanders and wide receiver Terry McLaurin agreed to a 3-year, $96 million extension.
I saw this coming a
Wow.
mile off. I said last time we talked about it, he wants a 3 or 4 year deal.
Yeah. 96 million plus.
I knew he wanted to be in the 30 million range.
Let me just calculate because I like
32 mil a year.
Was it
the next
96? 90. Why I keep doing 6? 96.
I remember rightly, it ties him with AJ Brown as being one of the top 10 wide receivers by payment.
That's crazy money. Even what he's getting in a year, I'm never going to see in my life. I wish I played.
Even if you cut that salary in half, we wouldn't see 15, 16 million in our life, probably.
That's craziness. Raiders wide receiver Jacoby Myers requests a trade. He wants a new contract, but no progress in Vegas.
Yeah, there's talks of either a trade or contract happening. Nothing's been announced though, so it's just all rumors.
I did see this one earlier, but I never actually looked into it. Raiders can't afford to let many players go that are good, in my opinion.
Raiders are so low on the poll the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
If they actually want to make a go of something, they've got to start making a go. They've just paid Max Crosby, just traded for Kenny Pickett. You got to try something, surely.
Max Crosby is worth the money. Kenny Pickett could turn out to be the best QB they've had in a long time.
Aiden O'Connell couldn't do a lot last season. Now, I don't know if that's offensive line problems, if that's his problems. I don't really know. They had quite a lot of problems last season, so it's quite hard to pin down whether that was him or the rest of the positions. But yeah, I say if he's any good, pay the man.
Yeah, they need to do it. They need to keep hold of what they can keep hold of.
Yeah.
Vikings sign QB Carson Wentz back in the league after KC's stint. Career, 22,410 yards, 153 touchdowns, 67 interceptions. He was there before Patrick Mahomes was QB1, was he not? Carson Wentz?
No, he was... Who was he before? Commanders, I believe the year before, back up there.
Back in the league.
Well, I don't know if he was there for 2 years with KC. So he might have been there for the last 2 Super Bowl runs they did, but I know he was with Washington before.
Did he retire?
There was talks of him retiring because his contract with KC had come to an end. So he'd sort of hit the free agent market. But I mean, he's been picked up by the Vikings. So I do kind of feel sorry for him, though. He's been part of at least 2 Super Bowl teams involving the Eagles, 2 Super Bowls involving the Eagles, and lost both of them, being out on the sideline on both. He was back up to, obviously, Pat, and he was out when the Eagles made the 2017 Super Bowl run.
Panthers sign right tackle Taylor Moton to a 2-year, $44 million extension. Puts him in the top 5 right tackle salary. That's meant
22 mil a year is quite a lot for tackles. But that's kind of mad because it's only 10 mil different from a top wide receiver, really.
That's exactly I was like, that's a lot of money for a tackle, if any. Yeah.
It's surprising when you think a lot of cornerbacks get paid less and they're just as valuable.
So, weekly results. We have 4 games. We might not even talk too much about them because I watched Vikings-Titans. Was it Vikings-Titans?
Yeah.
Yes, and Vikings 13, Titans 23. I did not see that coming because, in my opinion, Vikings have always been a better team.
Titans put up quite a good fight this year. I think they might make a playoff run. I don't know whether they will get there, but they're going to at least try from the looks of things.
They did look tasty. We have 3 games. Somehow we've got 2 of the same fucking game up there. This is the game you watched, and I kind of wish I watched it as well. Colts Bengals. Colts Bengals. Before we say the score, if you haven't seen the score, you don't follow it usually. Just quickly, who do you think won? We'll wait for a second. Bengals 14, Colts 41.
It was just a beatdown, mate. There was no 2 ways about this one. This surprised the shit out of me.
I wish I'd watched that game, and I get that it is preseason, but that is a bend over, we're going to pants you kind of game. You know?
Yeah, it was wild to watch, man. Like, the Colts were just all up and down the field.
They made that look like they were a fucking NFL team playing against a flag football team.
I tell you what it kind of looked like, if you want to keep it in the NFL, it almost looked like the Chiefs from 2 years ago when they went for their second Super Bowl playing against the Browns.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
That's kind of what it reminded me of. Like, if you put them 2 teams on against each other and the Chiefs and Browns both put out their starters.
That was absolutely fucking...
It was like the college team going against the special ed team.
So, game of the week, I don't remember if I watched this one, but you did.
This one was quite a surprise.
Yeah, just looking at it, it is a surprise.
Bears 29, Chiefs 27.
And I mean,
the Chiefs had their starters in for at least, I think it was most of the first half.
Is this a sign that the Bears could be coming back? I mean, could it be bad for the NFC North? Because usually the Lions and Vikings and Packers are the top, and Lions are like, meh. Is it going to be flipped upside down this season, and the Vikings are going to be at the bottom, and the Bears are going to be close to the top?
I don't know. It's going to be an interesting one to keep an eye on the North, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Quite a nasty division for the top 3 teams, so to speak, and there's usually one just sort of limping at the bottom. But I'm not sure if it's going to be the Bears this year.
I don't know, and I really don't want the Packers to be at the bottom.
It could be a fight between the Packers and the Bears this year.
Don't say that.
But I mean, for the top, though.
Yeah. Rumour mill, Giants fielding calls on Jameis Winston.
And I did see a thing since I put this one up, since this one went up on the thing. Apparently, the Giants have put out a statement saying they appreciate the interest in Winston, but he's staying with the Giants.
I like Jameis Winston. Maybe not as a QB.
He's funny to watch as a person.
All too much, but as
I played for the Browns, obviously, before.
Mm-hmm.
He's, I believe, the only QB in the league ever to have what they called a 30-30 season. And that was 33 touchdowns and 30 interceptions.
Fuck's sake.
That's not a record you want, really.
No. I didn't pick a player of the week this week. I didn't
see a lot from many individual players, if I'm honest.
Same. I couldn't pick one. I couldn't just pick one out and say, you are player of the week. Me.
There was kind of too much of everybody scrambling to fight for jobs, so everybody's trying to play their ass off. There was no massive plays that I've seen by any individual. So I think that's just going to have to wait till next week.
We have another question for you guys at home. Who do you think is the most underrated team heading into the 2025 season? Let us know who you think. Underrated team could well be the Bears for me this year.
I was thinking the Bears.
Because they are mega underrated and they could actually just surprise everybody.
Yeah, or maybe the Colts. I mean, after that, there's no other way to say it, but they just spanked them, you know? It was insane.
But that is a wrap on preseason. Week 3. Hit us up in the comments which rookie QB has impressed you the most so far. And
don't forget to subscribe on Exleys on the NFL right here on YouTube and follow us on all socials for all the latest.
We're on Spotify as well. We'll see you next week. Woo!
Thanks for tuning in to Exleys on the NFL. Follow us on Instagram at Exleys NFL Podcast and TikTok at Tony Exley 12. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.